Hi, I'm Merritt. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Only Organized in My Planner, and I am finishing up my June reading journal in this video. So I have a Franken planner that has multiple planners in it, and this section is my book journal section. I have read 11 books this month, I believe. So I'm gonna have to go in and figure out how many pages that is and all of that good stuff. So I've finished this. I've started here, so I don't even know. We'll have to figure out how many books in total that is. But this is my reading library. I haven't finished quite coloring that in. I haven't done any more work in here. I started reading a book that was for work, and it's just not work time, and I wasn't into it, and I couldn't do it. So I couldn't function doing that. But let's go ahead, and in June, we are going to put that we read 11 books in June. So we will add that there. I need to find next year one that doesn't end at 10, because pretty much every month except for February and May, I've read over 10 books. All right, so let's look. All right, the 5-star reads that I read this month. I didn't do last month's 5-star read, which was also an Abby Jimenez book. So this month my 5-star read is Just for the Summer, and I think I got back on track with my measuring. I messed up last 2 months ago. I forgot. So did I not have a 5-star? I think I did. I think I had Yours Truly as a 5-star read for May. So I need to go back in and add that. All right. So let's see. I'm going to get in my Goodreads app. And if you don't use Goodreads, I don't know. I feel like most people who are readers use Goodreads, but Goodreads is an app that gives you book recommendations. It's a way to keep up with the books that you are reading. And so I am going to check out what I did in June. So let's see here, my reading stats. In June, I've read 64 books total. I know that is, let's just pull this out. Okay, so that's gonna be 11 books here. Authors. I'm trying to see. How many authors did I read this month? I'm not sure yet, so let's go back. All right, pages this month. I read 4,164 pages. Now, let's flip. Oh, let's go ahead and put my book of the month in. My book of the month was, yeah, see, I had a 5-star book last month. Maybe I only ranked it 4 stars, but it was still my book of the month. Okay, so this one is in this same series. It was a great book. Oh, and I got the measurements right this time, so that's really good. And I put Part of Your World. Yeah, okay, so June is going to be Just for the Summer, and Just for the Summer was better. Okay, those were both really cute books. They're standalones. You don't have to read them, but they are part of a series, and I really liked them a lot. Okay, let's let's go back to physical books. Okay, so here's where I'm going to just stick my ruler in there to keep my place. Here's where I keep up with this information. So, physical books are in purple. Notice I scratched this one out because I started reading it. That was the one for work. And I read maybe 2 days. And so I was like, no. So, why did I write that these were physical books? They were not. Those were ebooks. The only physical book that I read The Butcher and the Blackbird and Lies, Lies, Lies. So I read 2 physical books. And then the audiobooks were one, let's see. Yeah, okay, so Wish You Were Here, 1, 2, and I haven't finished that one yet. So audiobooks, I've read 2, rereads are 0. So 11 minus 2 is 9, minus 2 is 7. So that is 7. Okay, so I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but these are the same author. So 6, 7, 8, 9, and this was by the same author. So I think I read 9 authors. 2 were repeats of the month. Okay, so let's put this back in here. All right, let's find my right page, my correct page. Here we go. All right, so that goes in there. I got my little sticker paper all messed up around here. All right, and then you've seen my book of the month was Just for the Summer. Just for the Summer was, I liked a little better than Part of Your Work. That was a tough call, but I think Just for the Summer was better. All right, then this is where I keep up with my books, and I did make some mistakes here, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's just a way for me to keep up with things. All right, so what did I read? I read Portrait of a Scotsman, which is the 3rd book in the series. It is a historical fiction about these women who are kind of progressive, and they're fighting for women's right to vote in the early 1900s in England, or late 1800s in England, and they all sort of fall in love with these men who are very nice about what they're doing. So, all right, then I read 2 books that were complete smut, like trigger warning, really smut. I actually read more than 2 smutty books, but the other ones were so smutty that I wasn't even putting them in here. It's okay. I like doing that occasionally. Okay, then I read The Butcher and the Blackbird. They are serial killers who kill serial killers, and they fall in love with each other while being stalked by a serial killer. So that was odd and unusual. There is a sequel out that is called Lark and Something. I'm interested to hear how people like the next one. This one, it wasn't that it wasn't a good book. It's just not my type of book. So anyway, I gave it 2 stars, but I probably could give it 2.5. Maybe I need to start giving half stars. Okay, Lies, Lies, Lies was terrible. It was awful. I can't believe I finished it. I've never given a 1 star to a book that I finished. But I kept thinking it had to get better, but it didn't. It was awful. None of the characters were likable. Yeah. And then the ending was just stupid and awful. So do not recommend. Then audiobook, Aunt Jodi Picoult's Wish You Were Here, and it is the story of a girl who gets COVID. She and her boyfriend live in New York City, and he is a doctor, and they're supposed to go to the Galapagos Islands, and she It's right at the first days of COVID. Like I think the day that the book starts is March 13th of 2020. And so anyway, they're going to go, she assumes he's going to propose to her at the Galapagos Islands, and he is a doctor, and he's like, you know what, you need to get out of the city so you don't get this. You go on our vacation and I will stay here and work during COVID. And so this is the story of what happens. Okay, then I was reading, but I was reading slowly here. And then I actually read all 3 of these books in like these 2 days, or finished them in these 2 days, but you know, it was just a lot. So The Housemaid is Watching, which was really good, may be my favorite book in the series of The Housemaid. This one, Millie's grown, she has kids, she moves to the suburbs, but some strange stuff is happening in the houses on her cul-de-sac. And then The Gentleman's Gambit, that is the 4th book in this Evie Dunmore, this series. And it was really cute. Again, it's about women who are sort of women's lib in the late 1800s, early 1900s in England, trying to push for women's right to vote. And then the best book that I read this month was Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. It was the 3rd book in the Part of Your World series. They are standalones. You don't have to read them all together, but it is the story. These 2 people have this sort of bad luck where they date somebody and then they break up, and the next person that the person they broke up with dates is the one, and they get married. And so they agree to go out with each other with the idea that they'll break up and then they'll find the one next. And then, you know, obviously it's a romantic story. So obviously they're going to fall in love, and there are going to be, you know, some trips and falls along the way until the happy ending. All right. And then I listened to Happy Place, which by Emily Henry, which was best friends, 3 girls and 2 boys who are best friends, and then one of the girls' girlfriends. So 3 couples, 5 best friends, and the bonus best friend go to their happy place in Maine before the house gets sold. And it's about, you know, them just growing up and becoming adults and not living near each other, and how their friendship has changed over the years. And then I'm filming this at the end of the day on November 30th, on June 30th. We were coming home from my daughter's house, and I read this short little novella. It was only 60 pages, but it was a really cute story, and I just like Abby Jimenez. So it was just really the story of a little meet cute of this boy and this girl. So that is everything that I read in the month of June. I am currently reading, because I usually have 2 books going. I've already printed out my little stickers for next month. I am reading audiobook Ellen Hildebrand 5-Star Weekend, so that's going while I'm in the car. And then I'm reading, it is y'all 700 pages. It's called Please Kill Me. It's the uncensored oral history of punk rock music. So it's like 1970s kind of crazy stuff happening. This is the 3rd oral history book that I have read this year. I read a book about the music history in New York, like music scene in New York in the early 2000s. And then I read an oral history of Anthony Bourdain, and now I'm reading this one, and this one is really the best one. So those 2 are what I'm currently reading, and I can't wait to catch you up at the end of July so you see what all I read. I am going to the beach in July, so I will probably read lots of books while I'm there. So we'll see how many I get accomplished in the month of July. So thank you so much for watching my little book reading journal flip through. I'm gonna go ahead and move this guy to the week of July 1st, because I feel like those 2 that I just showed you will be finished very shortly in the next week. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more of my videos, I really would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.